Hey everybody, welcome to English 111. I am super excited to get started with this semester, and I hope that you are too, and that you're ready to really put in some of your best work and show us what you're really capable of doing, and that you take a lot from this class. One of the goals of this class really is to give you the foundation that you'll be able to carry on into the rest of your classes. In my overview videos, when I give you the introduction to each module, I'll kind of allude to some of those things like, hey, this is how you'll use this later, right? Like this is how you might see this later. I really believe that a lot of the things that we do are really mirrors and really parallel a lot of the other assignments that you might be doing. And that's really the purpose of this, right? We want you to be successful in all of your classes. And these are some of the skills that you're going to need. So as you get ready to get started in the class, obviously there's an orientation module that you'll start with. Once you complete that, and that won't take you very long, that'll give you access to all the rest of the content. And then you'll be ready to go. Each week is a different module, pretty standard. And each of them have different due dates that you will be responsible for. We will do some discussion boards. The discussion boards typically will have a midweek assignment or component, and then an end of the week assignment. For the discussion boards, there'll be an initial post that you will put up, and that will be that you will need to do that midweek. Now there is no points for hitting that particular deadline, but what that does is that ensures that there are plenty of posts for people to respond to, or that when you go in and that you are responding, there are people that you can reply to. And then by the end of the week, you'll need to go in and do the rest of the posts, the replies that are asked of you in those, be it 2, be it 3, be it whatever. When you are looking at that, take a look at the rubric, okay, and understand how those are being scored. When you look at those discussion boards, to get to have the ability to get the most points, right, to get all the points. A couple of things that you will want to do. One of them is that you will want to respond to more than the minimum. If you look at the rubric, you can't score a perfect score if you only reply to the minimum. You have to go above and beyond that. You also need to be in there and responding to people on multiple days. One of the goals of the discussion board is to be a place of conversation. It's a place where we kind of talk and discuss and share, and we build off each other's comments, right? And so if you go in and you put your post and then you put like 3 replies right off the bat, you're not going to score the most points, and no one's going to really have the chance to reply to you or you to reply to their replies to you, right? And so we really want this to be a place of discussion. So again, to get to have access to the full points, you're going to want to use multiple days. So definitely keep that in mind. Also, as you're looking at the assignments, each of our big writing assignments has a half draft, right? There's a half draft and then the final draft. Now, the half draft, you will submit the week before, and I and your peers will give you feedback on those, right? Now, and I will say this in the videos as well, the overview videos as we go along. You know, the minimum, the expectation is that you write half of the paper, right? Like you start the paper, you give us half the paper. And that gives us a sense that you're going in the right direction. We can give you some feedback and give you some information and some thoughts to go on from there. I will say it in the videos. I will repeat it here. It is always best if you provide more than the half, right? Now, if you just get the half, that's great, and you're not going to lose any points, right? Like that will be that's the minimum, that's the expectation, and you're good. But if you write more, that will give us the chance, me and your peers and whatever, to give you feedback on more of your paper, right? Like if you only turn in half, you're only going to get feedback on half the paper. But if you turn in more, you will get more feedback, right? We'll be able to look at more. We'll be able to make sure that you have the complete the picture, that you have a good handle on everything. So I always encourage people to turn in more than just the minimum. Now, again, there's no points lost if you only turn in the expectation or the minimum, right? Like if you just do that, that's fine. But again, I would encourage you because it's going to help you score better, and it's going to help you learn more and be more successful in the end. Okay. One of the other things I want to talk about about the class, if you're taking a lot of other online classes, you will note that you might see that some of your other classes have moved their deadlines from Sunday to Monday. right? And that's just kind of a new thing that the school is doing. I left our deadlines on the Sunday, just because that's, it's a nicer workflow. It kind of sets you up like you could do 1 week at a time, right? And that also helps at the very end, so we're not losing a day and you're rushing to get things through, because your last week is a really short week. Things come at you quicker. That said, I would really like you to hit those deadlines. I'd really like you to get those things in on that Sunday night, at the end of the week, at the end of the module. But I'm not always going to be looking at that Sunday night, Monday morning, and starting marking things late. I really don't mark things late until Tuesday. So really, if you do need that little extra wiggle room, it's there for you. I wouldn't depend on it. I wouldn't, make a habit of like stretching things out. But it's there in case you do need it, because I know online classes have, because it has a lot less structure, it doesn't have a defined time. There's things get in the way, right? Life, work, whatever, right? This week, big snow and ice storm down here, right? I was without internet for 2 days, day and a half, right? Like it was tough. I only lost power for a little bit, but I was without internet for a long time, and that was really tough. I know these things happen, right? And so, that's why you probably took an online class, because it fits well into your schedule. But because of that, don't depend on waiting to the last minute or extend whatever, right? Like, it's always best to work ahead. And so I really encourage people to do that, right? But that's kind of the way I'll be looking at things, okay? I just want you to be aware of that as you get started. As you are working through the modules, I have to tell you, the thing I will say repetitively over and over again is don't suffer in silence. If you need something, please reach out. Email me, text me, at the last resort, call me, right? Let me know, reach out, let me know that you need something. Is it a clarification? Is it help? Is it, guidance? And what do you need to get to the next step to be more successful, right? To put you on the right path. What do you need from me to help you, do better work, right? Like, what do you need from me to help, right? And be that support for you. In a face-to-face class, sometimes you'll see it, or we have those interactions. We could talk a little bit. It's a little bit easier in the online space. We don't really have that time. So you need to make that time. So please be your own advocate. Please reach out and say, hey, I need help with this, right? Please do that. My goal is to answer you within 24 to 36 hours, 24 hours during the week, 36 on the weekends. I am not very good about answering the emails on Saturdays, because I tend to go and do a lot of things. Sundays, I spend some time catching up on schoolwork on Sundays, so Sundays aren't a bad time to get a hold of me. But during the week, I definitely try to get back with you really quickly. All of that said, guys, I am super excited about this class, and I hope that you are too. I hope that you feel like you are picking things up that are helpful to you, valuable to you, useful to you, right? Like, I want you to be able to see that, right? So as you are going through this class, please take advantage of all the opportunities that we're giving you. Please make sure you're reaching out if you need help. And everybody, good luck.